it's a rock star lifestyle. It really is. You know what I mean? You go places, there's a lot of women hanging around, I mean, you show up at the hotel, there's, hundreds of people, you get off the bus, it's a rock star lifestyle. It really is. And if you don't know how to manage it, you can get just like anything else.
Yeah.
You can get caught up.
Any industry.
Yeah.
Let me go into this because you talked about like how you went from WCW to what WWE was like the next level with the marketing and all of that. All these years, even growing up, oh man, wrestling fake, man, wrestling is fake and fake. And I had to learn later on, okay, no, it's scripted, but you can't underestimate or devalue the efforts that these athletes put in to do like that. How does that work, if you don't mind sharing that, how they determine, okay, this is how the scenario and the storyline is going to go? Because, man, you got to respect what y'all do, regardless if it's scripted.
It's very simple. Whoever got the most signs in the audience.
That is.
that guy gets the most respect around the building.
Never thought of that.
I mean? No, I'm serious. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? As well as, people that, use the word fake, as far as professional wrestling goes. I had this kid, he came up to me one time. He was like, maybe 12, 13 years old, and he goes, is wrestling fake? And I told him, I say, anything that put a roof over your head and clothes on your back is real as it possibly can be.
Can't argue with that.
And he goes, man, nobody's never told me like that before. You know what I mean? So, so that's the way I've always looked at professional wrestling. It's as real as it possibly could be to me. When I'm performing, it was as real as it possibly could be. And I tried to make it as real for the people when they were watching it, so they can, walk away from that theater, just like I did when I was a little kid, saying, man, I can't wait to go back and see Booker T again, So for me, it was always, about the people.
Man, you was hella believable. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I always used to respect, you and your brother, because I said, man, they're going to watch out because these boys is coming here crazy.
No, it was because it was because of the way we watched it when we came up. We didn't have a whole lot of heroes. All of our heroes was getting beat up. And we wanted to change. We wanted to flip the script. We wanted to be the guys beating everybody up. And we wanted to do it from a perspective that no one had ever seen before. And I think we did that. I think when Harlem Heat, made their walk to the ring, man, people was like, man, these brothers, they might have used,
they might have used a different word.
But they were saying, here they come. Yeah. And they about to do something. But no, man.
You heard the Booker T voice come out just now? Yeah.
It was real, man.
How did you navigate that as a black man? We've had, like we mentioned, some of the great black wrestlers that came up during our childhood, but now you coming into WWE. I don't remember any before you hitting that mainstream level before you and your brother did that. If it was something, you could tell me. But how was that like? Was the treatment side, the business side, was there any politics or hurdles you had to go through, bro?
A lot of people always ask me that question, and of course I've had stuff to deal with throughout my time in professional wrestling, but I've always dealt with it, straight up, head on. If it was something racial, I've always dealt with it, straight on. I've never had I've had racial problems, but like I say, I handled them. You know what I mean? I got a rule. If you 99%, you keep your mouth shut. If you're 100%, you speak up 100% of the time. Ooh. Even if you get fired, you speak up on it. You know what I mean? So for me, I've always been that dude to speak up as far as, anything goes. But I've always been the one to raise my hand, too. At meetings, they hated me because I was going to raise my hand and say something. But I always knew I was talent. I was better than them suckers, man. I was good. I mean, you wasn't going to fire me because you was making money off me. If you making money off me, I'm gonna stay in the loop. I don't care about getting heat with the boys because the boss signing the check. That's the way I've always looked at this business. But you got to know how good you are. For me, I always said I was top 5 in the world. And I used to get a lot of heat for that. From a lot of my peers, because, they wonder how could I say that, but I would always say, follow that, go out and follow that. I will prove how good I am. So for me, I didn't slip on a banana peel or, get here by osmosis. The this business I knew like the back of my hand, and that's why we've created this right here. You know, I mean, I'm like the only wrestler who've ever done something like this.
Yeah.
I'm the only wrestler to ever do something like this, create something like that on his own with the how is it like that? With these hands, with these hands. I'm the only one, and my wife, me and my wife, we're the only one to ever create something like this. It's because we know the business and we know what this thing is about. It's about young people. It's about the fans. It's about trying to create something along at the same time. And in the business, it's just when I first got into it, my first time in a wrestling school, it was like deja vu. It seemed like I had been there in another life.
So all those great wrestlers came on. Nobody ever had the thought in mind to ever do something like this, man.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say they didn't have the thought in mind, but they didn't have the vision. I think more than anything. For me, I was thinking about this when I was an active wrestler. I was still making money. I spent all of my money to build this. Every dime I was putting into this and my future as far as my craft. You know what I mean? This is what I know, and this is what I know best. So I say, let's see exactly how far I can go with it. Let's see how good I really am. And 20 years later, this is where we are now, but I can see myself 10 years from there, and it's going to be up even bigger. You know what I mean? So for me, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit as far as this go. Why am I doing it? That's the ultimate question, and I ask myself that all the time.
Man, it's your big brother K Reno. Look, man, the Underground Dialogue website is back in function. We back in motion, man. If y'all want Underground Dialogue podcast merch, whatever you need, go to undergrounddialogue.com and check us out. And always make sure that every Wednesday night, y'all are checking out the Underground Dialogue podcast right on YouTube, 9 p.m. Central Time. Yeah! What's up, man? It's your big brother K Reno, and check this out, man. The Underground Dialogue podcast is offering advertising opportunities, man. You can promote your business, you can promote your video, your song, whatever it is that you have, man. Reach out to us if you're interested in promoting on the Underground Dialogue podcast. All you got to do is email us at undergrounddialoguepodcast@gmail.com. Get it. What up, man? It's your big brother K Reno. I'm proud to announce that I'm a new brand ambassador to this new brand of clothing and shoes called Volas. Y'all make sure that y'all support this. It's already available. Houston-based company, straight out the A. Look at the quality of the packaging itself. We ain't even got to the shoes yet, man. And this is just one pair of shoes, one design. They got all kinds of dope designs of shoes that you guys can choose from. Go to volas.biz and find your order, find what you want. Wide selection to choose from, male and female items, and I'm proud to be a part of it, man. Community workers, versatile products, Volas, manufactured in Italy. Look at the quality of this box, man. Y'all don't know what it is. Catch y'all later on.